and welcome to another season of Talk Uncensored. I'm your host, April Hogan, and I want to invite you to join us here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as we bring brand new guests, brand new experiences for, yes, season 4 here in Florida. I can't wait to see you there. Hello, and welcome to Talk Uncensored Season 4. Yes, we're in Season 4. I'm your host, April Hogan. It is so nice to be back. So nice to be back. So we were kind of cut partially through Season 3. We didn't get to finish Season 3 because I kind of went through a medical crisis. Well, yeah, for me, I'm going to call it a crisis because it felt like a dang crisis. So now we're here in Season 4. I have so many stories to tell you, so many guests to share with you, so many experience to relate to you with, and I'm just excited to get back started. With that being said, there were a couple of interviews that I didn't get to complete last time, and I'm ready to bring these authors and these guests on right now, like all of you guys. Come on. So today I have the pleasure of having His Excellency Freddie A. Lee on the show. He's actually a co-author in a book that we were interviewing for last season called The Essential Soft Skills for Effective Leadership, which is by Her Excellency Teresa Mosley. And you guys will remember her interview. If you have not seen it, you want to go check it out on our YouTube channel. She is an awesome individual. All right, you guys, international speaker and has done so much just in her career alone. So you'll want to go check her out as well. So a little bit about His Excellency Freddie A. Lee. He was born in Georgia, raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He has a bachelor's degree in business administration from Winston-Salem State University. He was regular U.S. Army as a second lieutenant through a Reserved Officers Training Corps, ROTC program at Wake Forest University. He spent 20 years supporting Department of Defense systems acquisition programs as a defense contractor. So I'm so excited to have him on. That's just a little bit about him. When I tell you there are so many accomplishments, so many things that he's done, and I will kind of dive into some of those things, some of the things about his chapter as well in the book after these messages.
Introducing Rich Innovations, your one-stop solution for professional business services. At Rich Innovations, we're here to transform your business dreams into reality. Whether you need business coaching, government contracting expertise, or creative services like book and game publishing or web design, we tailor our services to meet your unique needs, all at prices that won't break the bank. Unlock your business potential with Rich Innovations. Contact us today and let's create success together.
In today's competitive business landscape, staying ahead means delivering exceptional customer service. Are you tired of struggling with resource constraints, high operational costs, and inconsistent service quality? You're not alone. Many businesses face these challenges every day. But with Rich Innovations, you can overcome these obstacles and take your business to new heights. Our comprehensive call center and BPO solutions offer cost savings, access to skilled professionals, scalability, and advanced technology. Don't let challenges hold your business back. Contact Rich Innovations call center and BPO solutions today and experience the difference.
Hello and welcome back to Talk Uncensored. I am your host, April Hogan. So prior to break, I told you some information about our upcoming guest today, His Excellency Freddie A. Lee. So now we're going to go ahead and invite Freddie A. Lee to the show so you guys can learn more. Hi, how are you doing, His Excellency Freddie Lee?
Well, hello. I'm doing well. If it got any better, I don't know if I could stand it.
Well, you know what? That's a good place to be in. So prior to this interview, we've actually had an interview that we were going to air last season, but as everybody knows, I kind of went through some stuff. So now we're kind of like just doing a fresh look at everything. And I'm pretty sure some things have probably changed in your life as well. So,
okay, yeah,
absolutely. So let's first talk about a book. So you are a co-author in a book called The Essential Soft Skills for Effective Leadership. So tell us the title of your chapter.
The title of my chapter is The Importance of Organization, or Organization is an Important Life Skill.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more.
So, I've been in the leadership business most of my adult life. in the military, and then working in education, and then back in the defense industry.
Mm-hmm.
But one quality that is probably overlooked than any other quality in leaders is that of organization. We don't talk about it a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
And organization is something that can help you not just in your professional life, as well as in your personal life.
Absolutely.
I know when I'm kind of discombobulated and have stuff all over the place, it's hard for me to get things accomplished. So I chose that particular chapter because I felt it was important and oftentimes overlooked.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, one of the big, what I do as a business consultant, I do a lot of things hands-on, and I do find that I generally work with CEOs. A lot of CEOs have a lot of disorganized habits, like very disorganized. I don't think it's intentional, especially when you wear so many hats. Sometimes
Right.
It's not intentional. So first, tell us what can they expect from your chapter, and then what kind of advice could you give to someone who's maybe in that area of needing to get better at organizing their time and organizing their duties and their tasks?
Sure. One aspect of my chapter that I talk about is the use of what we call in the government integrated product teams.
Okay.
And inherently that allows you to organize all of your resources, all of your capabilities in order to accomplish either difficult tasks or even complete the project. And so, and the way you do that is right up front, you got to have open and honest and transparent communications.
Absolutely.
But when you use the integrated product team, you allow members of that product team to take ownership of certain tasks or their functional areas and so forth, and that helps you to take complicated tasks and it makes sense of what you've got to do, if you will.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I definitely feel like that is a skill that is not always, I think it's a learned skill. You don't always just have that skill, the skill of organization. I feel like there may be some people who are just used to that process of like being organized. But it definitely is a skill that it can be learned. Would you say that it's like a learned skill, or it's one of those skills that like you got to have it or you don't? You either have it or you don't.
Well, some folks, inherently have it or naturally have it, and then others it can be a learned skill. Let's say it's a learned skill for me. Naturally, I'm probably a junky person, a disorganized person, but I found out for complicated or complex missions or tasks that I had to get myself organized to be able to be effective as a leader or as a person who was responsible for accomplishing tasks and so forth. I tell you, probably the most basic thing that you can do to become organized is to make sure that your work environment, your work area is nice and neat and organized.
100%.
I've been in some leaders' offices and they have crap all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And you wonder, you ask for a particular file and they're digging through a pile of stuff on the desk, that kind of thing. I found that if you have a neat, clean area, then it's easier for you to function in.
Yeah,
So
and some people,
that's a good place to start.
Some people will say that's organized chaos because they know where it's at.
Yeah,
but oftentimes that's not the case. So in terms of, and maybe you have this, maybe you don't, but is there a period? Because you said that generally it was like a learned skill for you. Was there a period where you learned like, hey, because of this, I've got to start getting more organized? Was there like something that happened that made that happen for you?
Well, yeah, I think because of when I was in the military, you're kind of forced to get yourself organized.
Absolutely.
Because of the inspections and the requirements that are placed on you. So the military kind of teaches that discipline, number one, for having a neat, clean, organized area, everything's dressed right, dressed. And
Right.
so I think that's where it started with me. Uh, and you'll see that with many former military leaders
Yeah.
or NCOs or officers and so forth. You just, everything's just right. Even when I do my laundry, I roll my socks. I
I do
still
too.
roll my socks.
I do too. Especially when I pack
Yeah.
my clothes. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
it's, for me, it was a learned thing. I saw some of it with my father because he was a military guy, but
Mhm.
I never really worried about it or thought about it until I actually was placed in a position where I had to get things done.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I did read your bio, and you have a lot of accomplishments. A lot of accomplishments. So tell me, on your journey, what inspires you to have reached those accomplishments, and then even now to keep going?
Well, I've been inspired by certain people,
Mhm.
obviously, but I think um, the one thing that inspires me more than anything else is my spirituality and wanting to help others.
Mhm.
Seeing other people being successful, seeing other people pull themselves up, I think that inspires me more than anything else. Uh, Probably one of the most influential people in my life was my mother, and she taught me several things. She taught me how to, first and foremost, love God. She was a woman of God.
Yes.
Secondly, she loved feeding people. She would feed everybody in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
You could come over my house anytime when I was a kid and get a plate of food.
Mhm.
And then she taught me to be caring and compassionate about others, and that kind of was instilled in me at an early age. Now, when I got to college, it was survivor for the for the
That's good.
fittest. So that's where my focus was. But even in college, I did get involved in some things where I was out in the community trying to serve others and so forth. I worked with the Black Panther Party for 2.5 years in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I got to meet Bobby Seale, but they had some very interesting programs at that time. Voters registration, we would comb the neighborhood and talk to folks about make sure you get out and vote and so forth. They
Absolutely.
had a free ambulance program that I helped put together and supported, and free food and free clothing for homeless and hungry folks. So
Okay.
I got involved in a little bit of that, and then once I got into the military, it was about my soldiers and caring for soldiers. The one thing that I learned that the one lesson I learned early on is that if you take care of your people are going to take care of you.
Absolutely.
And so, but what really inspired me more than anything else, after I left the military, I went to work in Baltimore at a inner city Catholic high school, the oldest African American Catholic high school in the country, St. Francis Academy, still in Baltimore, still going strong with a great mission. And uh, when I went to that place, I thought that's where God wanted me to be.
Mhm.
And it was harder than anything I've done in the military, other than fighting and that sort of thing. Hard in the sense because you're dealing with people's lives directly.
Mhm.
And the biggest inspiration is that later on you could see the fruits of your labor.
Absolutely.
Uh, a number of my kids I'm still in touch with, and they're grown and they got kids in high school and they're putting kids in college, and many of them have gone on to be successful. And I'm talking about kids some who came from some fairly well-to-do families,
Mhm.
but others who were literally raising themselves.
Right.
And there were times when I thought, man, this kid's not going to make it.
Mhm.
And that kid has come back to surprise me and just blow my mind with some of the things they're doing. So that inspires me probably more so than anything. I love kids. I love young people. And that's where my focus is going to be. That's where it's going to be as I go forward, I think.
Well, and that's lovely to have an impact on someone. And then, like you said, to be able to see the fruit of your labor, be able to come back and hear from these people and see where they are now, and to know that you had a piece in that impact. Like, that's very important. So as far as the book, as far as the essential soft skills of effective leadership, when the leaders out here today are picking up this book to read it, or tell me why would you say that someone should grab this book and read it, just overall?
Oh, well, it covers every aspect of leadership, but it's not just essential soft skills for leaders. It's called, there's also the other part to that, which is leading with grace.
Yes.
And John Maxwell just published a book called High Road to Leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the leadership and the politicians of this country, you don't see a lot of high road things going on. I remember Michelle Obama saying, when they go low, we go high. But you don't see a lot of that.
Right.
And so this book, Essential Soft Skills of Leadership, we're on the high side. And so we're talking about how do you employ your leadership skills so that it not only produces positive results, but it has an effect on others to help them grow and develop and also become effective leaders.
Absolutely. I love it. So do you have anything coming up? So I know we got the book, right? So the book is actually available now. I actually have my copy.
Yeah,
but aside from the book, what else do you have coming up that you would like others to know about?
Well, we have a lot going on. We're doing a lot of traveling. I officially will be inducted as a United Nations Peace Ambassador. Actually, next week we fly out Sunday to Orlando for that. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't really quite gotten used to being called His Excellency.
Okay.
I get a little squirmish about that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I've never seen myself in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that going on. Also, I've just completed requirements for an honorary doctorate degree. Awesome. And the graduation for that is in June, but I've deferred that. My commencement participation until December because we'll be traveling in Europe during that time frame. So we have a lot of travel coming up. I have that, and also I am a Prince Hall Mason, and I submitted a petition about a year ago to become a Shriner, and so that induction is going to take place later on in June. So I have that going on. And then probably last but not least, I retired December 31st from as a defense contractor. You know, my third career, 20 years in the military, 8 years in education, and 20 years as a defense contractor. And about 4 weeks ago, I launched a new business.
Okay.
And it's FLE Global Leadership Solutions, focusing on business coaching for business leaders, for educational leaders, for business owners, also for training and mentoring parents and at-risk kids. So
that's amazing. That's
something I'm trying to get off the ground right now. So I'm learning as I go.
Absolutely.
Trying to put this together.
Okay, so where can our viewers find you? Do you have like social media? Do you have a website yet for the new business, or is that still in the works?
I have a website, and it is at FreddieLeeEnterprises.com.
Okay, awesome.
That's the website, and you get there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on all that stuff. So LinkedIn as well.
Okay, so we will have all of this information here at the bottom of the screen. You can also visit, you said FreddieLeeEnterprises.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So Freddie, again, it was such a pleasure to have you on today. I look forward to all that you have going on. And actually, you'll be in my neck of the woods in a week. You said you're coming to Orlando, so you'll be in my neck of the woods. So
clouds.
you can avoid the very hot weather.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I grew up in the South, so
Okay.
it's a little chilly sometimes up here in the middle.
I'll actually be back up there in September, so I'll yeah. So hopefully we'll get to finally meet. I'll be up there for Her Excellency Teresa Mosey's event. So
Yes, I will be there. I will see
absolutely.
you there. Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you again for joining us. And I look forward again to everything you have going on and possibly having you on again. And then I just want to encourage the viewers, go check them out, especially if you're looking for newfound leadership skills. If you're in a leadership position or you want to be in a leadership position, then this is who you need to come speak to. So thank you again, His Excellency Freddie. Do you have any last words for our viewers?
Well, thank you, Miss April Hogan. I look forward to meeting you, and just want to say to everybody, much peace, love, and blessings.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will see you guys right after these messages.
In today's competitive business landscape, staying ahead means delivering exceptional customer service. Are you tired of struggling with resource constraints, high operational costs, and inconsistent service quality? You're not alone. Many businesses face these challenges every day. But with Rich Innovations, you can overcome these obstacles and take your business to new heights. Our comprehensive call center and BPO solutions offer cost savings, access to skilled professionals, scalability, and advanced technology. Don't let challenges hold your business back. Contact a Rich Innovations call center and BPO solutions today and experience the difference.
Hello, and welcome back to Talk Uncensored. You know me, I'm your host, April Hogan. Just had a conversation with His Excellency Freddie A. Lee about the leadership book that he is a part of. So the next topic that we're going to talk about, now that we're going into season 4, and for all of those who don't know, I had a little bit of a hiatus. So season 3 kind of got cut short for some reason. So I just kind of want to talk about that. And the reason I want to talk about that is because we don't understand sometimes all of the different things that are going on in people's lives just based on what we see on social media or whatever it looks like they have going on in their life based on what you see their business doing, right? So I'm a part of a book called The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness, which I've actually done interviews for a lot of the co-authors in this book. And the purpose of this book is to highlight those different illnesses that we don't know about oftentimes people are going through, right? So we'll see people on social media and it'll look like, oh, they got all this great life and their business is thriving and they're traveling here and they're doing this and they're doing that. And oftentimes we don't know what is behind their story, which is that invisible illness. And we call it invisible because we don't see it, right? Like some things you can actually see. You can physically see that, hey, this person is going through this. But there are a number of people in the world that are going through some things that it's invisible. You don't notice it. So I'll talk a little bit about mine, and then I'll talk about some of the things that I discovered on this journey as I learned about some of these other women that are a part of this journey. So first, let me tell you, I have a condition called ulcerative colitis. There was a point in my life where I probably would not have announced that I had a condition called ulcerative colitis because it's not necessarily the most attractive type of illness. It's not the most attractive type of situation. So it is a digestive or intestinal illness. You probably heard about it on TV because they're always saying there's some kind of new pill or biologic for it. So it'll say if you have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, don't let it stop you, and it'll give you some kind of pill, right? Which is great, but even with those pills and even with those injections and those infusions, because those are typically what they are, there's a lot of side effects that come with them that are very harmful. So it's scary to even consider taking a lot of those. So I'll tell you some of the conditions in the family of ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. So if you've heard of Crohn's disease, it's in the same family. If you've heard of IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, it's in the same family. I've actually heard of a couple more illnesses that are in the same family that I'd never heard of. I can't think of the names of them right now, but it's been so surprising how many people deal with something similar to what I deal with. So that being said, the book, The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness, is a book that was put together by author and visionary Nadia Monsanto. And she brought together all these beautiful people, these beautiful women. And we talked about, the invisible illness that we are living with day to day. Not only what we live with day to day, but how we thrive through it, how we take those illnesses and we don't let it defeat us, but we allow those illnesses help us to thrive. We push through those illnesses. We push through those situational things that we're dealing with in conjunction with our illness. A couple of things that I found out along the way that were really interesting, and I would say this is probably something that I took for granted, right? One of the co-authors in the book spoke about asthma being her invisible illness. Crazy enough, I had asthma for a small period of time when I was younger. My brother also had asthma. So he had a breathing machine. He had the albuterol inhaler. And I would see times where he would go through like an asthma attack, right? I also had times where I had been through an asthma attack. I never knew that it could affect someone to the magnitude that it affected the co-author in this book. And I actually have an interview with her. I found out at the book launch that we did in Maryland about a month ago that she almost died because of someone's perfume. Their perfume was too strong, I guess. And it almost killed her. So like the thought that something that we would consider small, right? We would consider like a perfume, like it's something that almost everybody wears. You're gonna have that, whether it's perfume or cologne. Something that simple can challenge someone's life or affect someone's life, could potentially kill someone. So learning these type of things, there's another lady, her name is Marianne. So she has a podcast as well that I got to appear on. And I actually did an interview with her on my podcast. And she has rheumatoid arthritis. So typically when you think of arthritis, you think of older people. Hey, when you get to a certain age, you may get arthritis in your wrist or you may get arthritis in your knees. Rheumatoid arthritis is something that she has dealt with since she was I think she said a child up to a teenager. It eventually progressed into rheumatoid arthritis, which is now a whole nother thing, right? So it's important to take some of these experiences and share them because we don't know, what else someone else is potentially going through. There may be some things that you may be going through and you don't quite know how to pinpoint what it is. So people like me or people like Marianne or people like Nadia or people like Stacy, who are all part of this book, us telling our story and saying, hey, like, this is what I have. This is what I found out. These are my triggers. These are the things that help relieve it. These are important stories to share with people because there may be people who are going through things and they're like, hey, I don't know what this is. And then hearing somebody else's story may give them some insight that this might be what I'm going through too. Like, this sounds like symptoms that I'm experiencing. This sounds like experience that I had. So let me go get checked out for this. Even some that we think about, that we hear about all the time, but don't really understand the triggers, like diabetes. I did have Her Excellency Teresa Mosley came on, and she spoke about her battle with diabetes. And not only has it affected her, but it's affected all of these people in her family. And she has taken strides to overcome those obstacles. Although she still deals with that same illness, she has learned her body and learned how to overcome a lot of those obstacles to be the one who overcomes that. So I wanted to talk about that because I know a lot in this new season. I'm going to still continue to talk about business. I'm going to still continue to talk about books. We're going to add some other things in I want to do because I'm a huge traveler, right? So I love to travel. So I'm going to do some trip reviews. You guys will go on some trips with me, which will be exciting. Not only we're going to do some trips together, we're also going to do some restaurant reviews. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. So I'm currently on this little diet right now, but I'm still, I still like to eat. So I'll do some food reviews, but I also want to bring some people on and talk about these things that we're battling every day. The thing that the right person hears this story and it may trigger something for them. So I'm going to take a quick break. And after these messages, I'm going to follow up with some things that are coming up, whether it's events and our money diets and this 50-day challenge we're doing. So I will see you after these messages.
Introducing A Rich Innovations, your one-stop solution for professional business services. At A Rich Innovations, we're here to transform your business dreams into reality. Whether you need business coaching, government contracting expertise, or creative services like book and game publishing or web design, we tailor our services to meet your unique needs, all at prices that won't break the bank. Unlock your business potential with A Rich Innovations. Contact us today and let's create success together.
In today's competitive business landscape, staying ahead means delivering exceptional customer service. Are you tired of struggling with resource constraints, high operational costs, and inconsistent service quality? You're not alone. Many businesses face these challenges every day. But with A Rich Innovations, you can overcome these obstacles and take your business to new heights. Our comprehensive call center and BPO solutions offer cost savings, access to skilled professionals, scalability, and advanced technology. Don't let challenges hold your business back. Contact A Rich Innovations call center and BPO solutions today and experience the difference.
Hello, and welcome back to Talk Uncensored. So before I went to break, I did my little spiel about invisible illnesses, kind of what I've been going through for the past couple of months. Honestly, it's been from like December to March. Like when I tell you my life was altered and within that period of time. And, as we get further into the episodes, I'll share more with you guys about kind of how that happened, what happened, not just on the medical side, but even the personal side that it affected. But anyway, enough about that right now. But I did want to share my story with you guys. So aside from that, business is booming right now. So with that, you guys know my passion is business. So I just started a series on my Instagram called the 50-Day Challenge. And with that 50-Day Challenge, you can start at any time. So you can start from the very beginning. Each day, it gives you a new task. So it gives you something else to do. So these are people who are starting their business. If you're not starting your business, maybe you're launching a new product, launching a new service, doing some expansion, go through these steps. Aside from that, say you already have a business, like I don't need these first 10 steps. Maybe I need to start at day 20, or I need to start at day 30, or I need to start at day 15. Start somewhere and see, and even if it's a project, because I'll tell you for me, even though I've went through these steps before, I actually have a couple of new services that I'm launching. So I'm taking them through these steps anyway, just to make sure like I'm on point, that I've thought through, that I've planned how it is that I'm going to launch these services, how I'm going to launch these products. Because I'm doing products as well, which I'm excited about. So yeah, so it is a 50-day challenge on Instagram. My Instagram is here at the bottom of the screen, instagram.com/arich_like-a-boss. That's where you'll find it. Also, follow me on Talk Uncensored Podcast on Instagram. And then you'll get to see all the upcoming episodes because I'll be talking through a lot of different business challenges, business tips. We'll be talking to some heavy hitters in the business industry. So while we're doing that, let me tell you about some things that are coming up. So I have a couple of things coming up this year that I'm excited about. I'm going to be sharing them as we move closer to those times. So November 2024, I will be in Ohio, and we will be putting on a business summit showcase. So what this is we are inviting business owners to come out and showcase their business. I want you to remember, this is right near Black Friday. So this will give you an opportunity to let people shop with you. But we're going to highlight your business. Not only are we going to highlight your business, the very next day, we're doing an awards show where we are giving out business awards. So here soon, starting in July, we will be starting to take nominations. And then later in the year, closer to the event, we'll be starting to get the voting in terms of who's going to win the awards. So that's one exciting event coming up. You guys will start seeing more information. There's some information out about it, but you'll see some more information coming out in June. So we're in the middle of June now, probably like towards the end of June, beginning of July. I know a big part of our marketing starts in August. Aside from that, I have been nominated for a award by Her Excellency Teresa Mosley. So I will have some information here on the screen about that. And that's going to be in Maryland in September. So I'm extremely excited to be a part of that event as well. There's a million other things going on. Those are the two I wanted to highlight for today, but I'll make sure as the other things come up that you guys have information on that. But I do want to talk about this money diet. So starting July 2024, I'm inviting you guys to go on a money diet with me. So for all those who do not know, I am a business coach, consultant, and I'm a financial coach. So as a financial coach, I've done this money diet before, but what you do within the next couple of weeks, right? Because it starts in July, is you start looking through your money, start looking through how you spend your money. And there's instructions when you sign up on how to do this. Start looking at your spending. What are you spending all your money on? And then once we hit July 1st, we're doing a money diet. So you're going to start picking out prior to July 1st, what can you no longer spend? Like, what can you say, like, hey, I'm not going to spend on this anymore. So let me give you a couple of examples. One example, if you are one of those who go out to eat every day, maybe instead of going out to eat every day and spending, because even at McDonald's, you're spending at least $11 to $12, right? Maybe instead of going out to eat every day, you say, I'm just going to buy a bag of salad and some lunch items, and I'm going to eat this for a week. So I may end up spending $20 to $30 for what I'm going to eat for the week. Even if you spend, generally, unless you're just being like, I'm buying the most expensive stuff for lunch, and that's a little extra, right? Because we're on a money diet. You should be able to spend about $30 to get you through the week, right? And we're thinking even healthy choices, because it's not only benefits your wallet, this can also benefit you as a whole. So get you a couple of things. I mean, like, you can get a bag of shrimp for $5 if you eat seafood foods, like $5.40 something cent. You can get a bag of salad. You could get a couple of fruits and vegetables. You literally should be able to do this in $30. If you need some ideas, I'll make sure I have some ideas up. Or you can follow my fitness brand, which is cultivatefitness.com, and I'll make sure that's here at the bottom as well to give you some tips on how to do this. So if you spend every day, you're going out to eat. So I get my coffee in the morning. I may get my breakfast, my bagel. At lunchtime, I get my McDonald's, or I get my whatever it is you get at lunch. And most of the time it's DoorDash, which means they add more money to it. Instead, I'm going to spend this month of July, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go weekly. I'm going to be intentional, and I'm going to intentionally buy what I'm going to eat. If it's hard because, I got to pack my lunch, then I'm going to go ahead and meal prep for that week, or meal prep for a couple of days and then find time in the middle of the week to meal prep the rest of it. And then I'm going to pack. So whatever that money I would have spent, because I'll tell you. So for me, I'll tell you how my day generally goes. Panera, coffee in the morning, and I get a latte. So it's $6 and something cent because I get a large. I may end up getting a sandwich, like a bagel sandwich, which is another couple of dollars. So I end up paying like $10 to $11 in the morning. When I was in an office all the time, lunch. Lunch was generally ordered. Even if it was healthy, I ordered it DoorDash because I didn't feel like going out and wrestling through the traffic. And I live in Florida, it's hot. So I'll DoorDash it. So I end up probably spending between $28 to $32 a day. So we'll say that 32 plus 12, what is that? $44 a day. Now that $44, now when I times that by 5, you guys, I'm clear over $200 a week just in food for lunch and breakfast. Or I'm talking about dinner. And I have greedy kids. I have 3 greedy, almost adults in my house. Unemployed roommates. So when you start thinking about how all of that adds up, I could literally, which is what I'm doing now, I buy a big bag of salad from Walmart. It will last me a couple of days, maybe the whole week. The only thing is, fresh food goes bad faster. So, it may make you the 4 days. Hopefully it'll make you 5. I'll grab me some bananas. I'll grab me whatever my dressing is, my balsamic, vinaigrette, whatever. If you want like the veggie straws, I may grab some little tuna packets, the little snack tuna packets. And again, you can go to the fitness website in order to get you some ideas. But these are some ideas that I could do, and I literally can get my entire week for $30. So if I'm saying $30 a week, because I can also buy my coffee if I'm going to drink coffee. I can get from the dollar store or from Walmart. I can get the K-Cups, a box of K-Cups that'll last me all week. I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. And then I get I generally make, if I'm doing it myself, I'll generally make a caramel mocha, which is, this is sound terrible. It's coffee mixed with hot chocolate. And then I add a little bit of creamer, and I add some caramel and some chocolate drizzle and some whipped cream at the top. It's so good. So that's generally if I make it at home. But still, even that's not $6 a day, and that's what I pay at Panera. So as I said, I say if $30, $35, maybe $40 you're going to spend for the week. With that $35 to $40, I still saved money, a whole lot of money in my case, because I'd be spending on lunch like I'm big ballin'. Now that I just said that in my head, I just realized, like, wait a minute. But even if you're one of those who just does lunch, like, hey, I do lunch at McDonald's every day, and it's costing me $12. Even at $12 times 5, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still saving money going ahead and spend that $30 to $35. So with that being said, money diet, you will pick out things. Let's think of other things that you can pick out instead of your food. So in addition to your food, subscriptions. What kind of subscriptions do you have? If you have Netflix and Hulu and Peacock and Paramount and Stars and HBO, you can't watch them all at the same time. For this month of July, pick one. Pick one. Maybe 2, I'll be nice. But cut down on that. So the money that I would have spent on my food, I'm now going to put in a savings account because I know I have it available, right? The money that I would have spent on these subscriptions that I paused, because trust me, you don't have to cancel them. You can pause them. They will let you pause them. I'm going to put in a savings account, and I'm going to save this money. Going out, instead of me deciding, hey, it's the weekend, let me turn up, I'm going to rest. Or I'm going to have a game night. We're going to play game night at the house instead of going out. How much would it have cost me to buy drinks at the bar, and instead I'm going to buy a bottle, right? Like, and if you don't drink, maybe going out to eat or going to wherever you were going to go, I'm going to spend money. How much would you generally spend? Save that money. Get a pack of cards for $1. Invite people over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so money diet. That's what a money diet looks like. I will have more information on my website, which is www.arichinnovations.com. I'm inviting you guys to join me on this money diet. The money diet is 100% free. It's a part of my 7-figure transformation program. All right. And then after you get done with the money diet, if you would like to go into the 7-figure transformation program, this is a head start into that because we actually do it inside the program as well. But there's additional things. It teaches you how to budget, how to save, how to invest, how to build your relationship with your money. All right. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in to Talk Uncensored. I'm April Hogan, and I will see you next time.